Welcome to your Saturday edition of Wasatch Weekends. We love getting to be here for you each and every morning. You can tune in Friday, Saturday, and Sunday starting at 7 a.m. And we love to bring you what's happening in our community, whether it's news, sports, entertainment, or weather, because we've seen kind of a weird little weather pattern throughout the course of the last couple of weeks. I'm your host, Maddie Evans, and like I said, we love getting to be here. I cannot believe that we are currently 18 days into March. It feels like this ski season has flown by, except for the good part is they just extended the ski season over at Park City Mountain Resort. So if you're looking to ski till the end of April, well then they've got you covered. We're going to take a look at that local weather forecast right now, and then we've got more of the show.
This resort report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
The Park City Education Foundation does such amazing work here in our community, and they really make the difference for so many kids, and they have such incredible stories, but it is important that they do their fundraisers to help fund everything that they're doing. We've got Jen Billow joining us to talk about a great activity that you can participate in to help raise money. Good morning, Jen.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm so good, and I'm so excited that you're taking the time to chat with us about Running with Ed and all of the wonderful things that you guys do at the Education Foundation.
Oh, I am so excited to talk to you about it. It seems amazing to think about running with it because we have another atmospheric river flowing on by at the moment. But we are so excited that Running with It is coming up on May 20th. And for those that don't know, it is this very inclusive and celebratory relay race fundraiser. So it's a relay race with 8 legs that go around all Park City District schools, as well as the Utah Olympic Park. And you can choose any of the legs you want. You can have teams of 10. Of course, there are costumes involved. And it's just a really fun way to raise money for the Park City Education Foundation for our students, teachers, and schools. And we are really honored because it's been voted Park City's favorite fundraiser for 9 years in a row. The only year it didn't win is the year we had to cancel Running with Ed in 2020. So I think that just speaks to how much people love it. And businesses run in it, teacher teams run in it, students, families, friends. We have about 1,500 runners, so it's quite the
Wow.
event. Yeah. And we don't time it. It's really just for fun. We start and finish at the Basin Rec Field House, and the first leg, for instance, goes from Basin Rec to Jeremy Ranch. And then at each school, they're putting on a great exchange party. So as your team is waiting for that runner to come in, they're having a great time at the exchange. There's usually music and fun food, not particularly healthy perhaps, but just a really great time. And all the money goes toward Park City Education Foundation programs. This year, we're hoping to raise $350,000 for Running with Ed. That's the goal. We raised $340,000 last year, so we think it's achievable. And thanks to wonderful sponsors, people who register, and then, of course, people who fundraise. That is how we reach that goal.
Which is so cool that you guys get so many different aspects of the community involved. Now, if businesses are interested in sponsoring something like Running With Ed and they're watching this interview right now, is that still an opportunity for them to do so this year?
Yeah, 100%. So you can still sponsor. Sponsorships are pretty reasonable. That they start at $2,500, and of course, these days with all the electronic emails and things like that, it's very easy to get your logo placed. You can team up with a school to have an activation at one of those school exchanges. We have a giant party at the Basin Rick Field House at the end, and you can have a sponsor booth there. And the sponsors last year told us it's one of their best events that they do all year. And some of these sponsors are quite big national sponsors. Pro Bar is one of them, for instance, and they get a terrific engagement. People love to come to the booths and check that out. And then, of course, we can put together promotions for you throughout the next 3 months. So it is not too late to sponsor, and we can't do the race without sponsors because it is expensive to put on the race. We do get a lot of donations, businesses reducing prices. But since COVID, things, for instance, like getting all the food donated, it's very difficult for restaurants or food vendors to do that anymore. And so sponsors help us cover those costs so that all registrations and, again, the fundraising can go back to our schools.
Which is so important. Now, for people who don't know exactly what the Park City Education Foundation does in the community and why it's so wonderful to have you guys, can you give us some more information and maybe share one of the stories like the one you just shared with me?
Yeah, so the Park City Ed Foundation has been around for almost 40 years. We um, fund educator powered initiatives that inspire all Park City students to reach their academic and lifelong potential. So basically, any teacher, staff member, administrator who has an idea that they think would enhance the student educational experience, we want to fund that. We infuse about $2 million into programs in the Park City School District every year. Programs ranging from preschool, so we cover tuition on a sliding scale to keep it affordable for working families. Elementary art, there would be no art in the elementary schools without the art teachers that we fund, to classroom grants, which are ideas. That's one of our biggest buckets where we fund those teacher ideas. And again, we've been doing this nearly 40 years. The school would look very different in Park City without the Ed Foundation. What people might not know, they might think, oh, Park City is, a resort town, a ski town. It's, wealthy. Why would they need money? But school is funded the same way in the state of Utah, and everybody gets the same amount. It is funded with our state income taxes, but all of Park City's state income taxes leave and go to fund other districts. So it is not a situation where we have all this money to help cover the cost of school. One of the things we do is we fund the after school program for kindergarten through ninth grade. And that might be unusual for people to think, oh, why would kids out of elementary school need an after school program? But a lot of kids do. They need a safe place to go if both parents are working. They may not be, on a sports team that plays, every day after school. And so the after school programs at our middle school and our junior high, they offer free homework help. And then they're also programming that is driven by the students themselves. So at Treasure Mountain Junior High, for instance, there is a Dungeons and Dragons club. And that is something the students wanted. And it's not just having the safe place to go in a structured environment if both parents are working, but it creates this community. So we heard the story the other day of one student who last year he was missing at least one day of school a month, just because he needed a mental health break. We know that there is a big crisis among our students after COVID with mental health. But then he got to Treasure and he joined the Dungeons and Dragons Club after school, which is every single day. And he has found his people. He has this great community of friends. The after school program at the middle school and junior high is overseen by teachers. So the students are able to make a relationship with a trusted adult that is outside of that really strict, structured classroom environment, which is very important during this kind of difficult or bewildering time. and those preteen and teen years. And so now this student has not missed a single day of school because if he doesn't go to school, he can't go to Dungeons and Dragons after school. And so that's just one of many stories we hear about the community that After School has created for students that is fun, safe, great for mental health. And then if you need help with your homework, it's there as well.
Which is so incredible, and you guys do such a good job of making everyone feel safe in the community, which is so important, and especially like you said, during this time, I know it was a hard transition for those kids in school, going from being there every day to going online to then not getting to see anyone, not getting to be around. Those interactions definitely make a difference and really help those kids through this time of their mental health. Now, let's go back to Running with Ed really quickly. So if people would like to get involved, maybe create a team, how can they do so?
Absolutely. So you can go to runningwithed.com. So same name as the race, that's the website. There's a big register button and you can go ahead and register your team. You don't have to have a whole team yet. If you want to register and say I'm going to find my, friends and family to join later. But again, you can have teams of up to 8 people. And if you have more than that, you can just create another team. It's very easy to go to runningwithed.com and register. And you get a T-shirt with that. You'll get a pro bar. You get Running with Ed sunglasses. We have the sample here. These very cool sunglasses with Running with Ed on the side. So there's fun swag, and there'll be sponsor swag. But it's $100 per person, $50 per student. And the adult price will go up on April 1st. So we do encourage everybody to register before the end of March. Again, I know it seems very snowy outside right now, but spring will get here eventually. And you will have it's one of the best days of the year for sure. And just a great celebration of education in our community.
Which is so fun for people to be involved in, and it's such a great cause for you to spend that $100 to go running, but you have to do it, like you said, right before we get to April, because then those prices are going to go up. $50 for students is a great deal, and to have all that money come back to you guys so you can continue to fund things like the after-school program makes it so worth it.
Absolutely.
Jennifer, thank you so much for taking this time chatting with us, giving us all this great information, and thank you for all the hard work you do in our community. It does not go unnoticed.
Oh, thank you so much. And we love PCTV as well.
Make sure that you go to runningwithed.com, you hit register, and you start to register for all of the fun. You're not going to want to do it before the prices go up. So make sure that you go online, you get yourself all nice and squared away to partake in all of the fun that's coming in May. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more Good Morning Vail. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, Jen.
Are we okay?
Yeah. I just have to redo
Good morning, Vail.
Yeah.
Good morning, Park City.
Good morning, Wasatch Weekends. All right. Make sure that you go to runningwithed.com. That way you can sign up for all of the fun that's going to take place in May, but sign up before April 1st when prices go up. This is a great way to give back to our community. Now we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned. Do you love country music? Well, Rolling Stones is calling her the artist to watch. We've got Hannah Ellis joining us to chat about some of her new music. Thank you so much for being here, Hannah.
Thanks so much for having me.
What a huge accomplishment to have Rolling Stones call you the artist to watch. How do you feel about that?
Oh my gosh. I mean, what an honor. That's a magazine that we've all looked up to and read and heard from our whole lives. So to have them call me an up-and-coming artist is pretty awesome.
You've been in the music industry for a very long time, and you've been behind the scenes for a lot of it, writing songs for incredible people. So what was it like making the transition from songwriter to singer?
You know, it was so funny because while I was writing songs predominantly focused on getting outside cuts for other people, the whole time I'm doing that, I would come across a song and I'd be like, oh wait, that feels like it should be mine. Like, I don't know if I want anyone to sing that. And so I kind of started creating this little pile of songs. And so in like maybe 2017, I decided to release my own music and just never looked back.
But you just had a brand new song come out. People can hear it on the radio, Country Can. What inspired you to write this song?
You know, Country Can was written while we were on a retreat writing for my record at the beach. And we were talking about the fact that we didn't have an anthem yet. Like, my record didn't have that song that people could just sing back to you. And we started talking about country music and what it's capable of and what it can do for us and the way it brings us together and it creates new friendships. It's what we fall in love to. It's what heals our broken hearts. And so the song just kind of became this love song to country music and country radio.
And of course, you have a new song coming out that's perfect for Valentine's Day, and it's about someone else's heartbreak, and that's the title of the song as well.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because I've spent a lot of really nice Valentine's Days in the past few years because I'm married and I've been in love for a while, but being able to kind of go back and revisit those feelings of experiencing that and going through those heartbreaks was really special. You know, my little sister called me when I was walking into a co-write and told me about her boyfriend breaking up with her. And that was really the inspiration for this song, is just that it's easy to tell someone how to get over a heartbreak when it's not yours.
Right, and it's that time of year where people are going to feel it maybe a little bit more past heartbreaks.
Right.
And so to have a song to just like melt into, right, is something that we all look for because music is one of the best therapies. And so you are like secretly a therapist.
I would say some of my friends would say I'm not so secretly a therapist.
Right, you're a very
Yes,
public
I think
therapist.
I think that is what is so special about music, and you know, I'll even say country music specifically, is that it speaks straight to the heart, and it's so authentic, and it makes us feel seen.
So what has been your biggest highlight moment through this new phase of your career? Because you started releasing music in 2017 and now we had like COVID and everything else happened, but now you're back at it and you're about to have an entire album come out. So what's been the highlight moment?
You know, it would be hard not to say the first time I heard my song on the radio. My husband and I, we looked kind of like homeless people. We had just gone to get lunch somewhere and pick it up and take it home. And we got in the car and turned on the car. And I was like, did I leave my phone plugged in or something? Because it was my song playing. And we looked at each other and we were like, no, oh my gosh, it's on the radio. And that was just epic.
Now, this is one of my favorite questions to ask people. Who were your music inspirations while you were kind of stepping your foot into the music world?
Gosh, I think just throughout my career, you know, when I was younger, it was definitely Martina, Jody Messina, and Shania that impacted me. And as I got older, I mean, Taylor Swift was so influential in my songwriting, and just the way that she just told her authentic story and didn't hold anything back. I've always been so inspired by that and continue to be.
Which is so incredible, and I love all of these powerhouse women that you are talking about because they are total inspirations. Now, if there's someone at home watching who wants to step foot into the music industry and really is driving their career in that direction, what piece of advice would you give them?
I would just say tell your truth, you know, be honest in your music and meet people where they're at. If you're in a fun season of life, have fun in your music. If you're heartbroken, write about that. Because I think that's what it is about music. It draws us all together because it's something we can listen to and go, oh, wait, same. And outside of that, I would say, you know, just get involved in the community, post your stuff on social media, share it with the world, and don't be scared of, oh, I don't know if it's as good as this person or that person. Just go for it.
Where was the first place that you ever sang in front of an audience?
I was in a singing contest when I was 11. I would say I probably sang at church before that, but I guess I would, if I'm thinking of like really performing, I was in a singing contest when I was 11, and it was like in my hometown at the local like football field on this big trailer they turned into a stage. And I can just still remember it, which is so funny. But it was just really impactful, and I knew that I felt comfortable up there.
Which is so incredible because look at where it has led you now. I mean, having the Rolling Stones, which is, one of the most popular music magazines out there, say that you're the up-and-coming artist to watch is so incredible. So congratulations again. And now, if people are looking to get your new album, where can they find it?
Anywhere you listen to music, I have music available and music coming. Definitely, if you're on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, you can follow that page there, and that music will come to you as soon as it's released. So you'll get it first. And then social media, of course, Hannah Gray Ellis is my handle on Instagram and TikTok, and then Hannah Ellis on Facebook. So follow along on the journey.
Hannah, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us, giving us all this great information, and thank you for writing a country music anthem that everyone can sing right back to you, like you said.
Thank you so much for having me.
Make sure that you check out Hannah Ellis on any of the platforms that you stream music, because her music, her voice, it's all amazing. And to hear her story from transitioning from a songwriter to a singer is amazing as well. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
This resort report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
We want to thank you so much for tuning into your Saturday edition of Wasatch Weekends. We love getting to be here for you each and every morning and chat with all of these wonderful community members. Now, don't forget to make your way over to Park City Film tonight, because they've got a great showing taking place, and one of those Steven Spielberg movies you're not going to want to miss out on. We had the opportunity to catch up with Katie Wang yesterday, and it just seems like something that the whole family could get out there and enjoy, especially those wonderful coming-of-age movies. I'm really excited that we keep talking about how Park City Mountain Resort has extended their ski season, so that we hope that you get out there and enjoy the longer spring skiing that we have, because this time of year, I should say, is the best time of year to get out there and enjoy the mountains. I've been your host, Maddie Evans, and make sure that you tune in tomorrow for your Sunday edition of Wasatch Weekends.